raw octopus, deadly chewing gum, and a fish that can make your next meal your last meal ever. In this video, we're gonna take a look at the most dangerous foods that can kill you. Some of them are so dangerous that they have been banned. Strap in and grab something to eat while you watch this, if you dare. Let's start with some nasty raw octopuses. As if eating a cooked one wasn't gross enough, raw octopuses can be more than just a bad and smelly dinner. It's also known as the #1 item on the list when it comes to food poisoning. Can you imagine that these creatures might still be alive when you eat them? The suction on their wobbly feet can get stuck to your throats and you can choke. Imagine getting choked on 8 tiny feet. I wouldn't want that. According to Food and Wine, 6 people die yearly from choking on a raw octopus. In April 2010, a South Korean woman collapsed, stopped breathing after eating a live octopus, and died in a hospital 16 days later. I wouldn't eat that for $1 million. Or would I? We'll talk about that later. For now, let's talk about shellfish. I don't know if everything in the sea has the potential to knock us to heaven, but shellfish sure stand a chance. They are rich in protein and minerals, but shellfish allergy kills hundreds of adults and kids in the States every year. It's one of the most common allergies. It mostly starts with a slight rash before getting your throat and eventually affects your breathing. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But there's more. If not cooked properly, shellfish may still have traces of sea bacteria that can send your body into overdrive. These bacteria get attached to the shellfish and sometimes stay even after you've cooked or boiled them. Man, thank heavens I'm not a big fan of seafood, but if you are, you better be careful. Let's just say it's safe to stay clear of this one, or be very cautious before letting it slip down your throat. It's insane how people would just eat anything, like this weird Sardinian cheese called casu marzu. Imagine going to a restaurant and getting served maggots on a flatbread. That's casu marzu for you, a variety of cheese fermented using maggot eggs. Oh man, I feel like I throw up. Casu marzu is literally known as rotten cheese. It was declared the most dangerous cheese by the Guinness Book of World Records. That says a lot about how bad this dumb cheese can be for you. These live maggots can seriously make your stomach churn the hell out of you. By the time it reaches your plate, this cheese will have thousands of maggots crawling inside. It's crazy that they can pass through the intestine walls to cause vomiting and other stomach issues. Looking at the way maggots eat a burger, I wouldn't want them anywhere near my tummy. Who thought making this was a good idea? Probably someone with a death wish. But I can still imagine cheese being bad for health, but not in a million years would I have guessed almonds being bad for health. Your mom may disagree, but almonds can kill you too. And I don't mean them being a major choking hazard. One of the varieties called bitter almonds contains glycoside amyloidin. Oh man, that took way too much energy than I thought. Anyway, this particular element goes down your body and breaks down into cyanide, which can potentially kill you, and they taste disgusting. Studies suggest that gulping 6 of these almonds down can cause severe poisoning in adults and even death. For children, the number's even lower, and the risk is higher. It takes an incredible amount of heat to remove toxic cyanide from bitter almonds, so the next time your mom says it'll sharpen your memory, show her this video. Unless the almonds she feeds you were made in hell. Literally. Wait, so they don't sharpen your memory? My whole life has been a lie. They're bitter to eat and they can kill you? That's heavy. But this next one will make you cry. I know I'm crying. I've loved Kinder Eggs since they were launched, but who knew they are super bad for you? You might think, who in their right mind would ban something as delicious as Kinder Surprise Eggs? They're the stuff that dreams are made of, or nightmares. Well, for starters, these chocolate-wrapped choking hazards have caused hundreds of deaths in the country over the past year. The packaging is to blame if you ask me. Apart from the tasty treat, the toy comes packed with a non-edible toy that obviously can't be consumed. Well, some people didn't get the memo and ended up choking on it. How did they not see that it was a toy? Also, it's plastic, which is really bad for the environment, so it's a good thing at the end of the day. These Kinder Eggs even burn like plastic, so I'm seriously judging the quality here. Don't try this at home though. Just switch to a bar of different chocolate or something healthier. As long as it's not bitter almonds. I'm just gonna stick to eating Cadbury. Oh wait, that's banned too. Anyway, it's time to get back to the sea with fugu. As cute and whimsical as they might look, fugu, better known as blowsip, are mind-numbingly dangerous. This Japanese delicacy has claimed thousands of lives worldwide, and ultimately the US decided to put a ban on its sale. Wait, you thought we were joking? Not really. The smallest amount can send you to the emergency room if eaten undercooked. I'm somewhat scared right now, because I thought these were the cutest little things on earth, or the sea for that matter. They contain tetrodotoxin in their skin, which can cause paralysis and even death. People say that it is 10 times more dangerous than cyanide. Maybe it's time assassins take their cyanide game 1 point up and start using blowfish to attack people. I'm kidding, so much for being cute. But seriously, why are people so weird? Talking of weird, let's get some more fish in the mix and talk about tuna. I'm gonna pass out now. Since when is tuna bad for health? Well, turns out since forever. To be honest, tuna isn't banned, but for the longest time, canned tuna was not approved by the FDA because it was extremely dangerous. You heard that right. Canned tuna has large amounts of mercury that can interfere with your brain cells and nervous system. Eating in large quantities can make you blind and wipe away all your memories. So the next time you can't concentrate in class, go home and throw away that canned tuna. I wonder if they do the same thing to a cat's brain. What do you think? Drop your ideas in the comments below. While you do that, grab a hot dog. But wait, don't. Not before you hear this next story out. Are we seriously trashing hot dogs now? You can't do that. You can't make hot dogs illegal. What am I supposed to eat during the next baseball match now? Believe me, I'm as heartbroken as you are. But these tasty treats are bad for you for more reasons than one. It's not the food as much as it's the size of these things. Sometimes you find them super tasty and gulp them up too fast, which might cause a choking hazard. It's insane, right? What if I told you that in 2021, a college student accidentally choked on a hot dog and died after a hot dog eating competition in Coney Island? Look it up. This list is slowly killing me. Literally. But I'm gonna make a little sacrifice for you. So let's get on to the next item. And this one might be a little unheard of. Tell me in the comments below if you've heard of ackee fruit. And worse, if you've eaten them. The national fruit of Jamaica is actually banned in the United States. Ackee belongs to the family as lichess, but eating them can land you in big trouble. The unripe fruit contains a toxin, hypoglycin A, that stops your body from producing glucose, which means you get dehydrated within a second. I would hate it to happen to my body. Weren't fruits meant to hydrate your body? Apparently not. If they're using ackee seeds to make laundry detergent, the seeds of the fruits are a popular ingredient for making soaps for dishwashers too. Why would you want to eat that? Good thing the US banned this back in 1973. I mean, you can still purchase canned ackee juice in the States, but I'd like to keep my hydration locked, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'm tired of these weird things, honestly. Let's talk about regular stuff like mushrooms. You know when you go for a hike and see these little white mushrooms everywhere? Don't eat them. Destroying angels might look like they'd not harm, but they're the most toxic variety of mushrooms you'll ever find. These little creatures contain amatoxin, a kind of poison that can make your intestines beg for mercy. Even the tiniest amount can be fatal for a full-grown adult if not treated at the right time. Can you imagine something as pretty looking as these innocent mushrooms causing you to die? Man, looks can be so deceiving. But this is nothing. Like, yeah, wild mushrooms can kill you, big deal. But did you know cherries could kill you too? Scratch that. Cherries are a good source of vitamins. You'll find them in everything, including your candies, cakes, and even face creams. I love them. So, are we telling you that they're bad for your health? Damn right we are. And for good reasons. Yeah, maybe if you choke on them. Wait, there's more? Technically eating cherries does no wrong, but the seed inside contains cyanide, which is a really poisonous substance. No kidding. There have been many experiments online that'll tell you can get 2 milligrams cyanide from one cherry seed. Accidentally splitting a seed or two won't do any harm, not unless you choke on it. But slipping in a few is enough to put you in the hospital. What's wrong with all the fruits in the world? Speaking of fruits, what did you eat for breakfast? Did I hear eggs? Well, I'm about to destroy your favorite breakfast item ever. Take it easy. Take deep breaths and hear us out. Eggs are a great source of protein, but sometimes raw eggs come with salmonella, a bacteria known to cause several gut problems. Eating raw eggs has been associated with vomiting, diarrhea, and kidney failures. You name it. People have even claimed that eating raw eggs can damage your stomach for good and do nasty things to your metabolism. Crazy, right? Using pasteurized eggs could be a good idea, but I'd ask Mom to give me scrambled eggs instead. Way safer and tastier. We've all heard about the sea. Now it's time for land animals like horses. Yeah, we said it. Horses are meant for riding or admiring in the stables, but some people like them on their plates. You probably think we've lost our minds. Eating horse meat sounds like such a bad idea. They're probably the friendliest animals on the planet, after dogs, of course. Typically, horse meat was banned by the US to reduce animal cruelty, but it was a win-win because the meat could be way more toxic than that. Horses are not bred to be eaten, so the drugs and medicines used on them are not tested on humans. Traces of these chemicals might still be around even after you cook their meat. Who knows what those chemicals might do to your body? Just stick to chicken or fish, except the ones on this list. Okay, so now what? We have regular weird chocolates. Next up, we have another common item on the list, mustard oil. Mostly used in South Asian households, mustard oil can be really bad for you if you don't know how to use it the right way. It's excellent for external applications though. Bad hair day? Use mustard oil. Got a bit of an itch? Mustard oil is your answer. Want an A+ on your test? Study! It's oil, not magic. Taking mustard oil in massive amounts can lead to vomiting and gut inflammation, especially if you use the seeds. Tell you what, they're high in uric acid, which is known to mess around around with the digestive system. A woman in China got dermatitis after applying mustard seeds to her skin. What the heck? If you check the packaging, it clearly says for external use only. If I were you, I'd stick to what's written on the bottle. Here's a fun fact. If you ever take a big sniff of mustard oil, you'll get a burning sensation in your nose. I've tried it, and it is not the best thing in the world. Moving on, let's destroy another item from the breakfast special, kidney beans. Dude, first eggs, now kidney beans too? Come on, let one of these be a false alarm. Sorry to break your bubble, but it's not. Red kidney beans have been certified as bad for your health if you eat them raw. Yeah, you can get choked, but there's another big reason too. Red kidney beans have a toxic compound called phytohemagglutinin, a sporadic form of lectin. Now what's that? Let me break it down for you. This form of lectin can severely damage your gut wall and cause you to vomit for days, eventually dehydrating and killing you. No way. There's a reason why you soak these beans for 10 to 12 hours before cooking. If you cook these beans for less than 10 minutes, they can get up to 10 times more poisonous. So, are we supposed to keep this stove on all day? No thank you. This makes no sense. We know, but you know what else doesn't? Jawbreaker candies. Jawbreakers were pretty popular around the 90s, but after a few kids died due to choking on them, the US government thought it wasn't the best idea to have them around and banned them. Jawbreakers are huge balls of candies that have horrible effects on your oral health. They're super tough to chew, and you can even crack your enamel while eating that. Oh man, I feel that pain so bad. They're so hard to eat that you can't bite them. Break it with a hammer and see if it works. Or I got a better idea. Don't eat them. That candy could kill you. Do you think it was over? No way, dude. Coming up next, we have something you'd never imagined. You guessed it, potatoes. Okay, I'm actually relieved that someone noticed this because they've been killing me for years. I'm one of the few who hates mashed potatoes or anything potato, and after I'm done telling you why they're bad for you, you might join me too. Any potato slightly green in color has a toxin called solanine that can have harmful neurological effects and can even damage your heart. You'll mostly notice the green once you peel the potato, so be careful. The only way to remove solanine is by frying that green potato. So it's better not to consume it at all, because even frying doesn't guarantee you'll get rid of the toxin completely. Vegetables can be lethal. I knew it. Talking about another veggie that looks innocent but is not. Cassava. Cassava and radish look almost the same. You'll be shocked to know that the roots of this particular veggie are rich in cyanide. Yeah, another edible item with the world's most dangerous poison. Now we all know where the assassins get their endless supplies from. My head's spinning with all this information. You can always cook the vegetable, but if you don't do that properly, you might end up getting seriously ill. I wouldn't want to risk that, would you? Talking of risk, who knew chewing gums could make it to this list? No one has ever heard of this. Of course you've heard of chewing gum, but you probably just didn't know how bad they are for you. Chewing gums are not technically fatal, but they're crazy bad for your dental health. Thanks to all kinds of artificial sweeteners, chewing gums can potentially lead to enamel erosion and tooth decay. The pink ones that make explosive bubbles are made of sugar. Sugar and more sugar, that's really bad for your health. Countries like Singapore have even banned chewing gums, and if they find you eating one, you could land in jail. But that's because it's a dirty habit to litter the streets with gum. That's a bit extreme, but yeah, it's just dirty and so bad for your health. Just eat your vegetables instead. It looks like candies are worse for us than I thought. Anyway, wait till I tell you about this next thing. Talk about some expensive stuff. All the rich guys are probably throwing their show at me right now. But truth be told, caviar is terrible for you. It might not kill you instantly, but it's really high in cholesterol and fats that can kill you over time. That sounds bad enough, don't you think? Even if it didn't rain hellfire on your health, caviar is extracted from the fish using horrible techniques. And sometimes they kill the poor fish to remove the eggs. It's so bad that sturgeon is almost on the verge of extinction. You wouldn't want that poor fish to suffer at the cost of your taste, right? And honestly, they're super expensive, and it's not even that good. Enjoyed the video? Now watch this one about the banned kids' toys that can kill.